Don't get on up. Settle down, settle down, settle down, everybody. Don't get on up. Instead, get on down. Thoughts on trying out the Domino's New York style. The New York style. Put some pepperoni on it, some bacon, the fucking extra cheese. 3 topping, $10.99. Hell of a deal if you think about it. Hell of a deal. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where's Rogue? Waiting on Rogue. Watch gay little football games. Watch people run around a field, throw a ball. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with this. This madness. As the country burns. Gave you my word as a Biden. Make no sense. I did order a cherry Coke though. It's nice to have that cherry Coke with pizza. You can drink water, but it's just not the same. Not the same. Gotta have some flavor with the food, I think. I have a little flavor with your drink. Your food, your drink. Save the water for the rest of the day. I'm starving. The only thing I've ate all day is at McDonald's, and that wasn't a lot. I'm starving. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Is this the Cowboys' year? Yep. Pepperoni, bacon, and extra cheese.
I can't really put it into words, but I tell them I'm grateful to be here every moment of the day. This whole process was very crazy for me, as we all know.
I'm fucking starving.
Enjoyed it all. Obviously, had plenty of times to, revamp myself, physically become more prepared for the season. Granted, I wish I would have had a camp, but it's okay though. It'll work out in the back end. But very excited for the moment. Cherish every bit of it. Shout out my agent. Grateful for the whole opportunity.
Buy me a jersey. I'll wear it.
Phone calls with him. Obviously, thanking God every morning. Get a chance to wake up and do what I do. But yeah, man, it's surreal. Loved it.
That could be the difference maker for the season.
Yeah, no, I had no doubt. One bit. But I will say I was getting impatient.
You said missing being out there at camp. How do you feel like your work in South Florida really helped out?
I feel like I'm not missing a beat. Shout out Sharif for getting me mentally, physically prepared for these moments. The 2 hours outside in the Florida weather was not pleasant, but appreciate it for it because obviously coming back in the indoors, I could breathe a little bit more. Physically prepared for these moments again. I'm ready to go to battle.
Added weight, how do you feel like that'll be able to help you on the field?
Got some body armor on me. Got a little more body armor. I can take a couple more hits, so I'm prepared for my opportunities.
When did you come back to town?
Bro, 12 hours ago. I got here yesterday around midday. I was on I would say like 4:45. Got my test.
A lot of money.
Did my little physical. I'm like, yo, let's get this done.
Where were you when you got the word when you sleep?
Nah. I was up. I was literally in the living room talking to my guys. I had my homeboys with me. We was just chatting, and my agent FaceTimed me. It was actually it's kind of crazy because he hit me with a, yeah, man, this is going south, da 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 da. I'm like, what do you mean it's going south? Like, you know, it's time. Like, and then he hit me with, yeah, they're only gonna try to pay you 30 for a year. You know, and I'm like, well, so where do I sign?
What did your boys say?
They were happy for them. They were happy for me. As soon as I got off the phone, obviously I didn't have anything to say immediately because I just took it all in. It didn't feel real for like the next like 2-3 hours, to be honest. The whole time I was on the plane, I was just like, well, we're going home for a reason, you know, so.
The other leaders in the locker room that we spoke to in camp, you know, basically said how you stayed connected mentally and with the guys. And Micah said that you were watching practice film
For sure.
when you could. So can you talk about what you've seen from like the younger receivers that took advantage of the opportunities?
I was excited. Obviously, I hated that I missed a couple of them and wasn't really able to, you know, guide them or give them my point of view of how the season went or anything. But I'm happy to see it. You know, obviously I trust RP and his training, and the guys are going to gel together. But obviously, shout out Flo. He's been having a great camp, and as that catch you've seen today, he's been balling. Obviously, Turk doing his thing because he's back healthy now, so happy for that. Everything is falling into place, and can't wait to see it unfold.
How many texts did you send today? A lot of the guys were talking about you were texting them a lot about how many would you send today to your teammates, do you think?
I can't put a number on it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just had all the questions like, how are we feeling? Like, what are we thinking? Like, what's the situation? Yeah, I know when I get back, I'm coming with energy, so obviously not with my mouth, but with my play.
How quickly did you get back up to how you ended last season and the numbers you put up to do that again?
Quite honestly, I don't think it's gonna be a step behind at all. I'm ready. I prepared for these moments. I played this game my whole life.
You've been staying ready, but what's the most important thing that you have to do between now and September 8th so that you are sure?
I gotta get bumped a little bit. You know, not so much hit, but as I'm running, a little nudge. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that you just contact balance. But again, I train for those in Fort Lauderdale or in Davie, excuse me, with Reef, and again, I feel like I'm more prepared than ever.
You talked about yesterday that you had an iPad. How much of the offense are you comfortable with, or you think you missed anything?
Obviously, it's just the verbiage. They changed, they tweaked a couple things, but again, I kept my iPad on. You know, if we go look at the hours, I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to one at the top.
You talked about the process that when Jerry had the comments at camp and you responded on Twitter, just what was that moment like, and you know, what were you kind of, what was going through?
In the Spider-Man mask, too.
Oh my God. That's my favorite superhero. That's my favorite superhero. Listen, he's entering his villain arc, and I'm coming back for vengeance. So that's what that is. And as far as the comments, I mean, he's entitled to whatever he got to say. As long as we get the deal done, I ain't got nothing.
When's the last time you were in this building?
Bro, January. I don't even remember the date, but that was the last time I said I haven't been back in like 7-8 months.
How weird is that?
It sucked. It sucked. And obviously I came back home plenty of times. I had to drive near Frisco. I by the Star. I look at it. Tempted to come in, obviously. But then I go grab some food right across the street.
What was the feeling to come in here and sign that contract?
It was amazing, bro. All the stress, everything just went out the window. Everything.
What was your interaction with Jerry when you signed the deal?
Obviously, we had a businessman conversation. We just had to clear the room. Everything is behind us. I'm not worried about nothing. We got what we needed to get done, and now it's time for me to go ball.
How much 2 weeks before, less than 2 weeks before the Cleveland game, can you be ready to go 6 plays, or what's the...
Yes, bro. No question. I'll be ready.
How much did you and Dak work out this summer and in the spring and stuff? Were you able to do as much as
We got
what you had done?
We got our reps in, for sure. And the best thing about it, I'm sorry, but him having a field in his backyard. So anytime I came back home, it was time. He's in.
Sorry.
Yeah, you good? Go ahead.
How important is it for you to have Dak in the future here with you?
It's amazing, bro. If you go look at our numbers together, they're at the top of the charts. And I have no doubt that they're going to get the deal done. And we all know that I want Dak here. Jerry wants Dak here too. So let's just get this under control, kill the speculations. Let's go on.
Was this a harsh reality for you about the business side of this? Because I know you were thinking about this all last year.
Yeah, it was. It was just obviously you got to separate your business likes from your actual, like, something that you grew up playing for fun. You know what I'm saying? So as for me, I would try to obviously give out subtle subliminal messages. Like, I have, like, my love for this game would never vanish. Like, the business side of it is its own side. But then when I line up or get on this field, I know it's time to go to work. So it was just like, I saw both sides of it. It was very eye-opening. I understand how it is now. Granted, it was my first time going through it for my first vet contract, you know, so I'm prepared for the next one.
I'm going to try that in, okay. How many times did you want? You say you're impatient. How many times did you want to say, just get me back there?
To be honest, really only one time throughout this whole time, and it was near the end. Quite honestly, now that we got it done, I can tell y'all. So, it was near the end. I was like, bro, listen, we just need to get this done. I'm ready to go be with my guys. I know we're missing out on so much time, like a month. Obviously, I'm training on my own. Granted, I can be prepared, but like timing, you can't teach that. You can't coach that. You can't rep. Like, the only thing you can do is rep that. And obviously, avenues, bumps, and alleyways of getting open and scoring.
You can't say something, and the fans are saying it's all about the money. And you're telling us
it's really not. I promise you, it's not about the money. But obviously, it has a big part of continuing the situation. But man, I love playing football. When I get on the field, my performance is what makes the money. So if I get out there and show y'all what I can do, how much I love this sport, how much respect I can give to the sport by giving it my all, that'll answer all these questions.
I know you take pride in providing for your family. What was the most emotional part of getting this deal?
Oh man, retiring my mom, letting my dad know that he's good. Obviously calling my grandmother, she was crying. That was an amazing time. But just being able to give my family that financial freedom that they've always wanted. And granted, they've been working their tail off my whole life. So I understand where my grind comes from, my passion. Yeah, man, I'm just happy that I could do that for my family, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my brothers. The list could go on and on, bro. But yeah, I'm just, once again, put me in a great position. Now I can go handle my business and go score touchdowns.
Thank you. Great way to wrap it up.
Could be another year of choking. You'll get farther than Larson's team, though. Bears ain't getting there. Bears.
Signal for a first down. By the way, that without Brandon Cooks out with a knee inactive. Here's a 1st and 10. The King down the field going deep. And he's got him again. It's Lamb with the reception near the 25-yard line. Wow, and what a great throw. And right there, it's a slant and go. DJ gets his hands on him, gets called for the hold, but then to be able to get your momentum back outside and then high point the catch. And then bring it down 7-0 over the opponent. Here they go with their second series. Come out throwing, and again, it's Lamb with his 3rd catch this time. 12 now for Dallas. Big slam, and he's got Lamb in stride. CD Lamb spinning and going. Like 5 Jets around the football, and Biotish for the Cowboys. Here on 3rd and 2, they go back to Lamb, who is feasting here early with a 5th catch. And now Prescott's 10 for 10. Boy, in the 4th quarter, we'll lose it. Here's Prescott, 2nd and 9.
Damn.
Holds on Lamb at the 46. Tumbled by Tony Adams. Lamb goes over 100. recovery. 2nd and 14. Over to Lamb. Trying to spin out of it. Nothing there.
Side defenders.
Back. Prescott slides, fires, completes. First down, perfect route run by CD, and the Cowboys move the chains. 11. Down from the 38. That's CD Lamb, and again, quick tackling by the
Their chances of Dallas. Look at that.
First and 15. Look who's wide open. CD Lamb as Reed brings him down near the 10-yard line. Boy, Lamb with his 11th catch. We're now. We'll have the ball to begin the second half. Quick throw on the slant. CD Lamb. He's got Clark right on him.
Very aggressively. We spoke about that. He's not going to be passive in this ball game. He says we are in it to win it. As for the effort that we're seeing from his
Possessions. On 3rd down, Prescott off his back foot. Lofting for Lamb. He's got it. This time beating Clark. First time Lamb's gotten free. He does so for 32.
Just a really nice release off the line of scrimmage and allows him to get on top of Keitrell Clark. Little inside move, and then he stacks him.
6th catch this year already, but at least wore the Jets down last week. Trying to come from behind this week. CD Lamb's got it. He's got a first down.
Enough. It's got to stop. After that one, enough. You see what I mean? Enough. Just saying dumb shit. Enough. Sit in there for 5 minutes and knock it off.
Would have been on him if he didn't just exit the game for injury, and that is
You know it's true.
great ball. A great job by CeeDee Lamb getting him.
It's Prescott on offense. Gets rid of it quickly. It's Lamb.
You know it went too far there. That was too far.
Fake the draw. Prescott has a blitz picked up. Lamb's wide open. Makes the catch. Inside the 45. It's another Cowboy first down. 10th play coming. Blitz coming. Prescott gets rid of it. Lamb stays on
Wow.
somehow, but he's not going to get there. Great effort by Lamb.
Wow. I want to see that again. Rewind it.
You ready, Q? Ready? I'm always ready. Hold up. Inside the spell thing.
Damn, I lost it. What the fuck? It reset or something. God, where was I at?
Here is Prescott. Pressure coming from full to safety. Lamb again.
I wanted to see that again, but fuck. I lost it. I don't know how far in I was. It like took me back to 4 minutes in. I was further along than that though, right? Maybe I was back here 4 minutes.
Here's Prescott. Looking to throw a fade for CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. Touchdown, Dallas.
Oh, maybe I was. Yeah. Okay.
Balls would have been on him if he didn't just exit the game for injury, and that is a great ball. A great job by CeeDee Lamb getting up.
It's Prescott on offense. Gets rid of it quickly. It's Lamb. Goes nowhere. Tackled by G. Fake the draw. Prescott has a blitz picked up. Lamb's wide open. Makes the catch. Inside the 45. It's another Cowboy first down. 10th play coming. Blitz coming. Prescott gets rid of it. Lamb stays on his feet.
I mean, it's crazy. A guy hits you like that. You're just like, yeah. Nah. You just spin out of it. The guy hit him full fucking force. Good God.
Good enough for, I would imagine the Cowboys go after him. Prescott over the middle.
two big plays. And a first down at the Charger 41. This one for 23 yards. Well, happy birthday, Brian. Has this clock. They're obviously working to get C.D. Lamb more involved, and why wouldn't you? Back out there on off the end. 6 targets for Gallup, just 1 catch. Here's Lamb. Perfect throw. First down in LA territory. Only 1 catch, 1 target tonight. How about over the middle? Lamb inside the 5. First and goal. Prescott steps through. C.D. Lamb, first down Dallas. This Rams front. Second and long. 4-man rush. Prescott gets rid of it. Over the middle. C.D. Lamb. Nice catch and move. Lamb turns on the speed. To the outside and a first down for Lamb. Good move after the catch. And C.D.'s got 18. Quick throw. Lamb looking for a block. Patiently works his way out to the 45 and gets to the... Another fake. Prescott looking deep, it's not there, just going to dump it off underneath the C.D. Lamb for a couple. Trying to Pittsburgh game, so I'm sure they're still hot on that. Meanwhile, Cowboys up 7-3. Beauty from Prescott in stride to C.D. Lamb out across the 40. And here's Prescott. Over the middle, fire, caught C.D. Lamb, touchdown Dallas.
This little shake, they call it a rocker step. You always want to lean into the foot you're going to cut with. So he leans into the left foot, allows him to cross leverage on Kendrick. And
Rams come with 2 blitzers. Prescott against it. Oh, Lamb.
Pizza's on the way. Jason bringing it. Your thoughts?
Will be. And considering here's Prescott back to throw. Quick hitter over the middle. Lamb in traffic. Makes the catch. Still on his feet. Down inside the 25. C.D. Lamb.
I was going to take a hit.
Prescott escapes. Rolling, looking, throwing, caught for the touchdown. Guess who?
Side. The pressure comes off his left pretty quick, and his ability to buy time. But take a look at the safety coming off his spot. Just stay.
Here is Prescott. Pressure coming from full of the safety. Lamb again. Tackled immediately. Hello, Witherspoon on the top of your screen. Prescott on 3rd and long. Coming near side. Lamb makes the catch. Reaching, he's not going to get it. Fuller tackles him short, but now 50 yards. C.D. Lamb, a career high on receptions. That'll give you an idea. Prescott looking for more, and Lamb, a poster over Kendrick.
That's clinic tape. I mean, C.D. Lamb, he's killing it today. He's done a little bit of everything.
On the fake. Prescott walking. Lamb open. He's got it. Still on his feet. Now taken down inside the 5. And it's C.D. Lamb on 4th and 1. Who delivers to make it for... Got to get to the 24. Pressure on Prescott. He gets away. Looking down the field. Firing and caught for the first down. C.D. Lamb got open. And the Cowboys convert. Didn't get it if he tried. So here's Prescott looking for an answer. In stride, C.D. Lamb. Beauty on the slant cut. Now it's 3rd and 15. Stun is picked up. Prescott lets it rip. Lamb makes the catch. And he is stopped short. About 2-yard offense. Prescott. Pick it over the middle. Lamb in stride. First down, C.D. Lamb. Runs away from Byron. And a big gain as C.D. Lamb runs a route from there. Prescott hits him off that route. And a catch and a spin and a move. And is down just a little short of a first down. From midfield. Stunt coming. Prescott sees it, recognizes it. It's Lamb. Makes the catch. First down, stays in bounds, and he's down near the 35. On the fake. Prescott over middle deep. Lamb in stride. C.D. Lamb has a first down. He's having another four-man rush. Prescott delivers in traffic. It's caught by Lamb. And he gets inside 2 seconds ago. Here's Prescott. Goes out far side. There is nobody there. Lamb, first down, out of bounds. All or nothing. Prescott. Dancer.
He's pretty good.
Obviously the call stands. Here's a quick hitter to C.D. Lamb. Walls it in up across the 40. And he's got a first down. As Ferguson in motion. Pressure on Prescott. Gets rid of it. Lamb. Oh, one-hander. C.D. Lamb.
Man. Wow.
Did he even look?
Wow.
He just stuck that big left hand out there right on cue. He knew we were talking about him. I think they're going to get
interference. Defense, number 27. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Insane catch. What the fuck?
Terrific play. Play clock at 0. They just get it off. Prescott punts. Has a man. C.D. Lamb has got it inside the 30. Prescott in some trouble. Ozolari coming with pressure. Floats it out. Oh, he's got a completion to Lamb. Are you serious? Coming back to get that one across his body. Well,
we see so many. Yeah.
So, here's Prescott on the rollout, looking for Lamb. Has it, makes a catch. Makes a couple moves up across the 15. Four-man rush. Studs picked up. Deep over the middle, and C.D. Lamb makes another big catch. Into John. Another one for C.D. Lamb.
Depth on C.D. Lamb, they're going to throw it to Gallup. That's just a simple 2-on-1, high-low concept, and
Cooper Rush comes in for Dak Prescott. Had an amazing day. 3 new linemen. Rush going to throw it. C.D. Lamb is still in there. And C.D. makes his 10th catch of the day.
That's just the level he's playing at. He just, if anything, he elevated it today.
Here's Rush coming out throwing, by the way. And that's going to be a yard short of a first. Quick drop throw on the side of the field. And ball is caught at the 25-yard line. Prescott over the middle. Lamb has a way to go. One man misses. Gets a block and he fell down. Boy, he might have gotten there. And now Panthers show blitz. They come with it. Prescott floating one for the corner. Caught! C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. Quick throw. Lamb. And good tackle. Quick throw. Lamb. Looking for a block. Gets one. Sinks around the edge and a first down. Oh, that was nifty by C.D.
Give up big chunk play.
We start the fourth quarter with C.D. Lamb making a catch. Take it down.
Here's a 3rd and 4. The sticks. With the football at the Commander 46. It's Lamb with the less than not come in at 6 a.m. After a nice pass play. Lamb down to the 31-yard line.
He's looking for
Lamb. He's got it for the first down. All the way to the Commanders with him in his manner zone. All kinds of time for Dak. Going to the end zone. Touchdown. C.D. Lamb and the Cowboys. Watch this. He's going to go in here. Oh! And you got to break the leverage. And he used that little push at the top. He's slowly turning. I want you to watch the outside. Look to your right. Look at the O-line in here, actually. Look at this time. You can't throw this ball. No one's around him, Jim. I mean, that's why they can win the Super Bowl.
He's early and now really airing it out. And he's going to air it out here and connect to the 50-yard line to C.D. Lamb, having a sensation. Give him even more room to work with. Lamb, 79 receptions now in the season. And that is caught by Lamb again. So make it 80, picking up about here. Take the Pollard. Protected well. Fires. Caught. Touchdown, C.D. Lamb.
Matchup. He moves, you see Seattle adjust, and then the inside receiver.
GMC Sierra.
It's the truck. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on GMC Sierra 1500 models. Or get 6,000 purchase allowance.
That's it. Pass is caught on the far side. Pulled in and thrown down. The crowd wants a third and 2. In the pocket, fires, caught. Lamb tries to get into the end zone. Comes up a yard. Pick of his team.
Hey.
Prescott solidly in the pocket. Caught over the middle. Lamb. Inside the 35-yard line. Around 36. Second and 8. Prescott fires to the outside, and it is caught. Full first there, and come up with a pick. Already in field goal range here. As the catch is made, but the coverage is right there. Great move. Meanwhile, from the 46 now. Dallas begins this drive with a pass to the outside. Lamb make extra man coming. Pass caught. Slanting over the middle of CD Lamb. To the outside. First down. Lamb now with a dozen catches. Prescott bouncing, looking, escaping, throwing on the run, flags down his left, takes it to the end zone for a touchdown.
Into that transition passing game, but he doesn't like the first two.
No separation as the defender was pulling away. Thus, the flag was picked up after the conversation. That's the D10. The conversion rate. Dallas was good. Picked up third downs on the first drive. They got one here in the second. To CD Lamb to the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 22. He played 9 games for the Colts. One pump pass to Lamb. On the edge, CD Lamb. Slay takes him out of bounds. The 16-yard. Second Prescott here tonight. Second and 16. He will throw complete to Lamb. Trying to get out of bounds. And he will be ruled getting out of bounds. But third and 4. Prescott scanning underneath. And the first down picked up across the 40-yard line with CD Lamb. And this drive, CD Lamb makes the grab for a first down. He's in a Buffalo territory. Third and 4. Prescott has time. Looking, throwing into a tight window, and it's caught by CD Lamb. Great throw from Prescott.
Corner and an underneath corner, and nice job by the offensive line, and he puts this ball on the money right before CD Lamb is hit to the line.
4-man rush. Prescott gets it to CD Lamb, and CD Lamb is hit immediately, but he has a first down. Second and 10, it's a blitz. Picked up near side, Lamb has it. Tackled. Prescott looking at something going for offense. Everything is tough today as Lamb makes that catch.
You know, there's something to be said for to win.
Here's Prescott. Standing back. Here comes underneath. Lamb makes a catch. Short game. Slips down there. They've been great at it today. First down. Prescott in a short one to Lamb. Gets hit right away. And so the Cowboys start with the ball. It's Prescott back to throw. Coming near side. CD Lamb has the catch. And a good start for them. Up with an 8-yard. First and long. Prescott will throw. Lamb on the slant. Has it. And a good route there. And Lamb muscles his way down to the 42. Picks up.
Settle him down, open the 3.
Here's a fake. Pressure. Locked up. Prescott. Dive. CD Lamb in stride. Out across the 45 with a beautiful throw to
rely on that in these early downs.
Second down. Before camp. Lamb in stride. Room to run. He's down inside the 20. Makes a move. CD Lamb is going to score.
Gone.
One of the toughest mismatches in the entire league because of his ability to operate in the slot. We've seen it on this drive as Dallas takes the lead. Great route, great throw, great catch, and then it's all just run after contact.
Dolphins show blitz. They come with it. Prescott in trouble. Gets ripped far side. Lamb in stride. Beautiful throw. And there is his first catch since the first quarter. And it 4th and 2. Prescott rolling, scrambling, throwing. First down. He goes back to CD Lamb. He hit him on the
third lead door opposite of Cam Sutton. Third down and 4, and that's catch number 1 from Lamb. Makes a move. After going around Sutton, and he's still rumbling down inside the 40. Now third down and 13. Blitz coming. Prescott able to get out of the end zone, and now airs it out for Lamb. He's got it. He's gone. When he gets there, it's a touchdown Cowboys. On top.
Listen, pay $14.99 a month for a streaming app, and $9.99 a month for a music app, and $12.99 for a fitness app. And
Barry Alvarez and did a good job raising him. Prescott, Lamb, oh. They're taking the collar, they get it to Lamb. Adding to a big night, he's out of bounds. Play action again. Second and 4. Here's Lamb. He's all over the place. 1989, and we've had a lot of highs and lows, mostly highs. Here's Lamb, sits down at the 15, clock running under. Saw him last week when he's not on the field. That looks so good. Here's CeeDee Lamb. He is tackled immediately by extra men on the rush. Pass over the middle. It's caught. First down, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb's got another. Philippon. They do. Pass is caught. Lamb. First down. And what a job by Prescott to hang in there on it. Here is a wide open CeeDee Lamb. He lowers his shoulder and gets about 10. Running game going enough to take a little pressure off this passing game tonight. Here is Lamb again. Third down and 10, and there he is again. What a night, CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be a 200-yard night. And not to be stopped. Gets to 5. The Lions have 2 timeouts. Cowboys have 4, and why not add another for CeeDee Lamb? Not this year. On the play fake. Pressure from Payne. Gets rid of CeeDee Lamb. First down and more is inside the 40. Got it to him. Looks for some room, and played by the Commanders. And again, there's Quan Martin. 2 good plays from him on this. And so now it's Dak Prescott with the play fake. Near side, your CeeDee Lamb. Easily waits for a block, and Lamb is going to pick up 8 yards now. Going quick here. Prescott. Good time. Delivers. Got it open. It is Lamb. First down. Prescott stands in the middle. He moves, and that's caught. Again by Lamb. Broken tackle working his way down around the 12. Prescott. Over the middle. It's caught. Lamb. It's in. Touchdown. Let's see how they stand in against this first drive. It's Prescott launching far side. Good catch. CeeDee Lamb has another and a first down. On second down, Prescott lands wide open again. Makes the catch. Falls for it in the first down. Pressure. Stands in. Conley gets Lamb. Turns it up the field. First down again. As you were saying. And they want to get back to here, Dallas. Prescott slings it underneath the Lamb. Makes the catch for no. Amongst the best offenses in the league. Prescott can't find it. Retreats. Points is going right there. Come on, get in. Prescott. Underneath, CeeDee Lamb's got another. Taken down at 39. His 13th catch.
Well, now what? Starving. He's pretty good. Crazy. That one-handed catch was crazy. That fucking pizza. And it's away. What the fuck? What's going on? I see him on the map. He's on the way. Domino's got live tracking. 3 minutes away. Start speeding shit. Down. Get down. 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 Down, sir. Down, sir. Down. Hard-headed. Delicious. Let's try this pizza. New York style, they say. That's what Par eats every day. And it's good, but the commercial said it's pizza for people that don't like Domino's pizza. It tastes like Domino's pizza. It tastes a little different, but you can tell it's Domino. Pretty good. Maybe I'm just starving to death. Who knows?
Of becoming the disunited states of America. 41% of the voters believe that we are going to have a civil war.
Yes.
He supports Texas becoming its own nation after his life was changed forever by a tragic event.
My son's murderer had been deported 4 times. Stubbed his nose at our immigration laws for time and fun blew my son's brains out.
So you feel like the government, through neglect, murdered your son. 41% of the
Biden murdered
voters
that man's
believe
son.
that we are going to have a civil war.
Yes.
He supports Texas becoming its own nation after his life was changed forever by a tragic event.
My son's murderer had been deported 4 times. Stubbed his nose at our immigration laws for a 5th time and for fun blew my son's brains out.
So you feel like the government, through neglect, murdered your son.
I couldn't have asked for a better son than what I got with Spencer. When he was 25, he was getting ready to open his new music store. The night before the grand opening of Spencer's store, a 4-time deported illegal alien that had a long criminal history just pulled up next to Spencer and randomly blew Spencer's brains out. I became very politically involved to try to get something done so other American families wouldn't be subjected to what my family was subjected to. After years of trying to get our federal government to live up to their end of the social contract, I've come to the conclusion that that's a lost cause. And then a few years ago, Daniel Miller turned me on to the Texas nationalist movement. At first, it seemed pretty far-fetched that Texas would leave the Union. But the more I saw the corruption in D.C., it began to make sense. It's time for Texas to fix its own problems and for Washington to get out of the way. I don't want to spend my tax dollars on people like the one that killed my son. Why should Texas be shackled to a government that is working against Texas interests?
First off, I'm very, very sorry for your loss. As a father of 2 boys, and one of them being a musician as well, this would really hit home. I'll never tell you I know how you feel.
Well, it's, I appreciate that. What's different about it than another type of death?
Domino's gave me a free pizza. Nice.
continues to be ripped off when you see every day the way the federal government is treating immigration. And it really leaves you with the feeling of, I guess your son was worth nothing.
And this continues to happen. I've talked to other parents within the last month who have lost children to immigrants that have come across illegally. Some of them 2, 3, 4 times, and murdered their child. When you read about this, see on the news, it's got to take you back as though it's happening all over again.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It conjures up all those same feelings. My son's murderer had been deported 4 times. He had a 15-year
They give you a free one.
nasty rap
If it
sheet,
takes too long
assaults,
to get the order to you, they'll send you
robberies.
an
He
email.
did 5 years in
I just got the
prison
email.
for attempted murder. He just thumbed his nose at our immigration laws for a 5th time, set up shop in Houston, and on January 31st of 2015, at a red light, he just randomly, for fun, blew my son's brains out. And he took out 2 other motorists. He was high on cocaine and alcohol, and he just out fun shooting. Simple as that. That's all.
Your son had no connection with him whatsoever.
None of
He
the
just
people
pulled him
had any
aside and shot him in the head.
Yeah, so I became very politically involved, and I got a good look at Washington, D.C., and I became disillusioned, and it began to...
Joe Biden has blood on his
hands.
hands.
To me that we're kind of playing politician
Kamala Harris.
in a way, because there's a dark underbelly of D.C. that I think really runs things, and they don't have our best interests at heart.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible...
And
so you, by association, feel like the government, through neglect, murdered your son.
I've always said that my son's killer was a foot soldier.
This guy's
and the commanders
telling you the story about his son was murdered by some illegal. Kamala Harris let into the country. This guy responds by acting like it's some type of moment to campaign.
The puppeteers.
Moment to tell you to vote for Harris.
You began to subscribe to
What a clown.
The ideology set forth in Texas, which is Texas seceding from the United States and functioning as its own country.
Right. Yeah, around about that time when I started getting disillusioned with this, a friend said, you need to read this Texas book. And I went in it as a skeptic, but I read the book, and by the time I finished it, I couldn't poke any holes in it. And it started to make a lot of sense to me. This is a very peaceful movement, and I'm down with it. I think that violence is a non-starter.
Right.
Domino thought they could do better, and they sent me in.
That was the date that I made a personal decision to dedicate my life to seeing Texas as a free, independent, self-governing, sovereign nation among nations. And from that time to this, there has never been a time where we are closer to Texas happening.
Well, I'm back with Dan.
Rogue, your thoughts on succeeding from the fucking union, getting out of here,
after his son
becoming your own
was
country.
Murdered by an illegal immigrant.
You're a grifter.
Also joining us is Daniel, who is considered the
You're done
modern-day
grifting off
founder
me,
of the
son.
Texas Nationalist Movement, or Texas as it's called. You actually wrote a book about this, and your life is dedicated to fighting for Texas independence. Fair statement?
I would say that's fair. 1996,
Make no sense.
I made the decision to work to see Texas become an independent nation.
And why that solution instead of working within the system?
I tried that. It is very clear that the federal government is unfixable. Because if you think
Nah,
back to
honestly,
how
all these pizza chains
every
kind of
2 to 4
suck, for
years,
real.
We get paraded by.
I would say
some
Papa
political
John's would be
messiah
the
who's gonna
best.
Reduce the debt, end federal overreach, to shrink the government. But what have we seen? We've seen the exact opposite thing happen.
Little
At
Charlie's
what point
Pizza
do you
down
begin
there
to
by
look at
Best
the
Buy is the
federal
best place
debt
to go
and
get
say,
pizza around here,
"Look,
though, I
this is
think.
fiscal child abuse.
I haven't tried that
This is
place
gonna be
down by the
something
old
that we're gonna
courthouse. I hear it's
crush our
good. It
children
looks real
with.
fancy
You know,
and
how
shit.
many Spencers do we have to
One day
have
I'm gonna go
before
there.
we say we have to do something different? And ultimately, that's what it was. It was a realization that the federal government was
But that little
unfixable.
Charlie's,
We
that
simply
pizza's
want the right
nice.
to
It's
govern
thin. I like
ourselves.
thin pizza. I don't
Look,
like
this has
that
been done
thick,
140
doughy
other
bullshit. I don't really
times
like that.
over the last 70 to 80
I usually get
years.
thin crust.
Well, why not us? You know, how is it that
And that little
those
Charlie's that's
countries
thin,
are
it's
so
nice,
much
a
better
big
than us
slice.
that they can govern themselves? They can control their own border and immigration. They can have their own military
wish I had it
defense
right now.
policy, their own currency and tax
Okay,
policy.
well, hold it. You're leaving out a big part of the story, though. How many of those that have
Pizza Hut's like below
declared
Domino's.
themselves
I mean.
sovereign
Even Domino's ain't
is
that
it
good
working
anymore.
out
It used to
for
be pretty good.
It's not always a happy ending, but
Papa
you have
John's
to look at where a
stays
lot of those
pretty
folks started
consistent,
from,
though.
right? A lot of those places were not set and suitable, but here we are in Texas. We have the 8th largest economy in the world. If Texas can't make it as an independent nation, then who can?
You can't beat Papa John's,
And
though.
if this happens, do you see any problems associated with it?
I don't see any problems. Do we have challenges? Sure, but don't we have challenges now?
Yeah.
Dude, Pizza Hut will make you
And
feel like
you
shit the
rightly
next day.
state that Texas
Papa John's
is
doesn't.
huge in
I can
terms
eat
of
Papa
their
John's, feel fine the
economy.
next day.
Texas
It's
is
expensive, though.
1.59 trillion,
'Cause it's
10th
better.
in the world. How much of that money comes from the federal government?
If you listen to the pundits and the pollsters, particularly of the progressive variety, they will tell you that Texas can't survive without federal money. But when you take the federal pension benefits out of the equation, what you end up with is Texas overpaying anywhere from 103 to 160 billion dollars annually into the federal system. That's like Hurricane Harvey hitting Texas every 9 months. That giant sucking sound of money going into the pockets of Washington bureaucrats, never to be seen again.
It's kind of like I tell people when they get a divorce, you don't get rid of your problem, you just get a new set of problems. Do you in any way think that you're trading one government for another government, that you're not going to have a lot of the same issues with a government as big as the one that Texas or California
Boom
would
Boss
have?
is pretty
I mean,
good,
come on,
too.
human nature is what it is.
Look, we're not promising utopia, but what we do have that is different than our arrangement that we have with Washington, D.C., is we have a say in it. You know, you'll get a chance to go vote for president right now in the upcoming federal election. You can vote for your congressman. Guess who's never on the ballot? The 2.5 million unelected federal bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. that are actually running things.
Yeah, I get that. What I'm saying is you're acting like you have some new system that you aren't going to have bureaucrats in there. Are you kidding me?
You're going to have government, but you're not going to have 2.5 million unelected federal bureaucrats with 440 separate agents.
You have a lot of buts in your argument. But means forget what I just said. I'm now going to tell you what I really mean. You're going to be facing the same situation you're facing there, just on a smaller scale with fewer resources.
Well, but we have a say in the matter.
In 2008, I moved to New Hampshire to be with a bunch
Dr.
of
Phil just
like-minded
destroyed his whole
libertarians.
argument.
It was an amazing experience, and I love it there.
And that was
Over
the end of
next
that. They're
4
moving on to
years,
the next
I discovered
segment.
that
You're
there
done,
was an
son.
appetite
You're out of
amongst
here.
Granite
This
staters
idea's dumb.
for independence.
Seceding
So then
from
we
the
thought,
Union, dumb.
can we peacefully secede from the U.S.? And how would we do that? We started the Foundation for New Hampshire Independence, and its mission is to secede from the U.S. government. We all understand now the system is broken. Undeclared wars, too much money printing, the inflation, it's not sustainable. New Hampshire citizens pay more in federal taxes to the government than we get back. And that obviously is not really a sustainable model, and why would we sign up for it? If New Hampshire was its own country, we would be a prosperous little country. Geographically, we'd be bigger than countries in Europe. Population-wise, we'd be 4 times the size of Iceland. We'd be able to export energy. New Hampshire has a nuclear plant that no one talks about. We have a deep sea port. So in some ways, New Hampshire could become like a little Hong Kong to the whole eastern seaboard, where we're more prosperous than we could be under the federal government.
Does it ever seem a little far-fetched to you, or do you really feel like this can and is going to happen?
I believe it's not if, but when. And I think a lot of that is just tied to the unsustainable federal debt. I mean, we're $34 trillion in debt, and there is just no way we're going to be able to pay that off. So I think we're looking at a dollar
we're gonna go to
collapse,
war,
and
you
if that's
fucking
the
dumb
case,
bitch.
let's come up with
Study history.
solutions to the problem.
In New Hampshire, you
That's
don't
the
take
solution. We go to
benefit of
war.
that debt, so I assume when you
We
secede,
fight it
you
out,
can
and
take
then
your
after
portion
the
of
after the
that
war,
Well, you know, we
that
pay
debt won't even
more
fucking matter no
taxes
more.
to
Don't
the
even
federal
talk about that. Everybody will be fucking dead.
Well,
And the people
You
left will
said
be so
that
traumatized, they'll say, hey, who
Texas
gives a fuck about all that?
is
Let's just
the
stop
same
killing each
way,
other
pay
and
more.
sit down.
But according to openbooks.com, Texas is not a donor state, it is a taker state, gets $184 billion more in federal aid than it sends to the federal government in taxes.
Yeah, no, it's not accurate.
Well, actually, it is accurate.
I would disagree. Because what you will see is when these outlets decide they want to do the calculation, they will typically include the sum total of federal pension benefits. Federal pension benefits are payable regardless of where you live. I mean, how many expats do we know that have moved to other countries and still receive those federal pension benefits? So what they do is when you have...
Pretty big miss, $184 billion.
It is a big miss. But, you know, and I will tell you...
Change to the federal government.
Well, and how much of that's...
One third of the funds in New Hampshire are made up by federal funds. The federal government spends $1,363 more per person in New Hampshire than it receives in taxes.
See, again, I think to Daniel's point, maybe we need to ask the question, who's coming up with the numbers, right? Obviously, the federal government is not
It's
incentivized.
a government watchdog that's not a friend to the government. It's a government watchdog organization.
Let's say the economics of it do make sense, or let's say that there are compelling reasons to do this, right? Then these become the questions we need to ask ourselves. How can we do this legally? How can we do this peaceably? You know, you hear people say the word civil war all the time, and I'm like, but what are you manifesting if you're coming to a discussion with that mindset? Why can't we come to the table with an amicable divorce, to go back to your sort of metaphor from earlier? Why can't we say, hey guys, this isn't working. This, you know, we have irreconcilable differences. We don't really like each other anymore. Let's come up with something that could work. And this isn't just a Texas thing. So I think the thing
These people
that
are
we
all
need
children,
to
bro.
realize
You're from
and
South
recognize,
Africa, right?
yes,
The most
originally,
childish
I
arguments.
want a green card.
You're not having a
lottery.
national fucking
Pretty sure
divorce.
someone's gonna
You're
regret
going
that.
out and you're going to fucking battle for it, you dumb bitch.
What's
How bad you
this?
want it?
Introducing Chevy's
How
best
bad you
lineup
want
of
it?
SUVs ever.
How bad you believe that shit you be talking? We're going to find out one day.
I doubt it. Well, there are secession movements in California, Texas, Vermont, New Hampshire, Alaska, and Hawaii. But nobody in the middle. What do you want to say?
So Texas is receiving benefits from the federal government. Is this through tax revenue or is this through print up money? That's a problem. Where's this going to end?
I mean, my God, just vote for Trump. I mean, all this nonsense, just to avoid the obvious answer to just vote for just vote better. Vote for better candidates, you fucking idiots. Stop voting for these fucking dorks.
We're no longer the world reserve currency.
What's so hard about this? Oh, well, let's secede from the union. Let's have a civil war. How about stop voting for these fucking idiots?
My arguments. We can't just keep printing money because that cheapens everybody's.
Why not
money,
try
and
to stop
I agree
voting for
with
these
you.
fucking
I don't
Democrats?
necessarily
Stop voting for
agree with
neocons and
the
shit.
solution, because I think it's fraught with problems that can make it unworkable. Now, you've run for the New Hampshire State Senate,
Yep.
right? 3 times?
Yes.
How'd you do?
So I started at 35%. I was an entirely unknown, and I run Republican. I myself am authentically out there doing what I'm doing. And I went up to 46%. I was definitely going to win in 2022. Surprisingly, my district got gerrymandered out. The more conservative side got totally moved away. I got the inner city as my district. I looked at the PVI, it just didn't make sense, so I chose not to run in 2022 for Senate. I did actually run for the House, and
I never
only
even
lost
watched
by
that
200
podcast.
votes.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
You say the idea of secession would work. You think you may be 20 years early?
You know, I mean, everything takes time, right? The fact that we're having these discussions is the start of it. I'm
just never watched
solution-driven, and I'm saying, look, if these are the problems that we cannot solve, and Dr. Phil, no one here can tell us one thing that has been reformed in the federal government in the past 50 years. So when people say to me, but we need to fix it in
They
D.C.,
seem boring as
I'm
fuck.
like,
So I didn't
how?
want to.
How are we supposed to fix it? It is unfixable. It is corrupt and rotten, and it cannot be fixed. So what we need to do is we need to go back to smaller locales, more localism, so that, you know what, you asked about, well, you know, we're just going to have another government in D.C. or in Texas or in New Hampshire, say, but that government will be smaller, it will be less corrupt, and there's a more direct line between you as a citizen and your legislators. And in New Hampshire, we have a massive legislature. There are 400 people who represent a population of 1.2, 1.4 million. You have their number on speed dial. They get paid $100 a year, so they're uncorruptible old citizens who really care about the state. And I would rather have those.
You're looking for gamers who want to become video game testers.
It's a fantasy. These nerds can't stand Dr. Phil. They hate him. Something about him triggers them. Like Trump. Something about Phil gets to him. There's always the guy crying about it in here. Time for bed.
Before I go back to the phone, and I will get to all of your calls, but we're going to try to get in as many as possible. Some of you are aware that yesterday the Democratic National Convention started. It was the beginning of it for this week. And according to Fox, President Biden delivered his highly anticipated address to the Democratic National Convention late Monday night and touched on subjects including strong criticism of former President Trump and the conflict between Israel and the Hamas terrorist organization in control of Gaza. I want you to hear this from Biden criticizing Trump and why he ran for president. Watch this.
Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides." My God. That's what he said. That is what he said and what he meant. That's what I realized. After listening to the admonition of my dead son, I could not stay in the sidelines. So I ran. Because I had no intention of running again. I just lost.
Amazing. How long are you going to use that lie? Amazing, huh? He lost the race because he can't run. Well, the lights are on, but nobody's home, it seems. It is so interesting to me now. And this is from the Washington Post. And Biden must have spoken, I think I did hear this, I'm not sure. allegedly he spoke like late last night, like midnight or something, or near midnight. The ones that are running the Democratic whole thing right now, Obama and all those guys, they had Biden on late last night, and they know Biden can't stay up past 9 p.m. What? No, they want to make sure no one heard him. Or if he slipped up, no one would see it. It's amazing how they're treating Biden. Human nature is evil, huh? And human nature wants power. That's why people argue with one another. They want power. When you're married, when husband and wives are arguing, they're arguing for power. Human nature loves power. When friends argue, it's for the power. Otherwise, why are you arguing? Just think about that. You're lying to yourself, well, I'm going to argue because I want to prove something. You're arguing because you want power. And the Democrats want power and wealth. They want to maintain it. And if they have to get Biden out of the way by any means necessary, so be it. And that's how you are in your life. Whatever you want, the hell with whatever somebody else think or want. You wipe them out. Even your own children. Here's from the Washington Post where Biden says, protesters have a point. Watch this.
We're working around the clock, my Secretary of State, to prevent a wider war, reunite hostages with their families, and surge humanitarian health and food assistance into Gaza now.
I didn't know anything.
To end the civilian suffering of the Palestinian people. And finally deliver a ceasefire and end this war.
Biden sounds like, I don't know, but like he's high as a kite.
Those protesters out in the street, they have a point. A lot of innocent people are being killed on both sides.
Oh, both sides, right?
Well, he looks fucking.
There's nice people on both sides.
I didn't watch that shit either. Who gives a fuck about that shit?
There are
bunch
nice
of faggots
people
yapping
on both
and
sides.
lying to you.
Israel and Palestine. Are you saying that, Biden? Are there nice people on both sides? So if you're right about that there are nice people on Israel's side and there are nice people on Palestine, that's what the president was saying, Trump, when he said there are nice people on both sides. And there were nice people on both sides. And there were mean people on both sides. Amazing, huh? You don't know. Honestly, you just don't know it. I understand now. I understand that you don't know how lost you are, how in darkness you are. Only because you can't see and you don't want to see. Those who want to see, they're starting to see. And those who don't want to see,
almost healed all the way.
Not seeing. The light is only going to
It's 99% healed. We're at 99%.
You got to welcome the light.
1%.
So according to NBC, several protests are planning throughout this week in Chicago as political leaders descends on the city for the Democratic National Convention. Of all places, I said the same thing about the Republican Convention. They had in Milwaukee. Of all places to have a convention is Milwaukee. They're not talking about going into the hood. And even worse is Chicago. You're going to be afraid to go out and have lunch during the break of the convention. You got to try to have lunch right there in the building because if you go out, you most likely will get ambushed. You'll get robbed. I mentioned the Democratic conventions happening in Chicago right now, Chi-Town, and several protests, according to NBC, several protests are planned throughout this week in Chicago as political leaders descend on the city for the Democratic National Convention. The first
Like the Democratic
of
voters
seven
protest their own goddamn
the first of
convention.
7 permitted protests.
The party's a fucking mess. I keep hearing about how, oh, they're all united. They're outside protesting their own fucking convention.
Demonstrations are possible.
Where was the Republicans protesting the Republican convention? Where the fuck was that at?
From NBC.
Well,
I don't remember
eyes
seeing
are
that.
on Chicago this week.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
Protest groups won all ears on their demands for the Democratic Party.
We're here to set the tone.
Abortion rights groups kicked off a week full of protests Sunday night.
We're here to say that business as usual will not stand, that our issues and our body autonomy is not a political issue that can be used to manipulate the ballot box.
Hundreds fighting for that same cause gathered downtown, and they're not the only ones who will protest this week.
270 organizations from across the U.S. have joined the coalition to march on the DNC. And tens of thousands will be out on the streets starting tomorrow.
The U.S. Palestinian Community Network spent months fighting the city for permits to protest within sight and sound of the DNC, with their first permitted event happening Monday morning. Aside from the USPCN and women's rights groups, others fighting against racism, policing, and homeless rights also have plans.
We demonstrated against the Republicans, and we came here to demonstrate against the Democrats.
Earlier this week, Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling said his officers are prepared. We had a first look of it downtown Sunday night with officers lining the perimeter.
And I have no doubt that when this is all said and done, those officers will make this a successful event.
Amazing. So the protesters at the Democratic National Convention went to a communist city, socialist city, to hold their convention. Okay. What the lady said? Something. What was she saying there?
Which lady?
That first woman.
Jax Blackmore.
We are unstoppable. There's another new world outside of this. What
the chant, the first chant. I forgot what the chant said.
We are unstoppable. There's a whole new world outside of this. Something dumb like that. How you know her name?
No, I was thinking about her name was, there was a name of a gal who was interviewed by the media, and I recognized her name. She's a Satanist and very pro-abortion.
Was that her right there? Saying
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Oh, okay.
I was mixing up the person who was interviewed by the media with the person who was chanting, and I don't know if that's the same person.
It's interesting to see that guy saying that all these protesters, thousands of protesters, right? And it's amazing how evil people can round up evil people in the numbers and go and protest.
Yeah.
And they all think they're being saved by others. That is so interesting to me. So they're protesting, ain't nothing going to change. Can you imagine, why did they have an abortion clinic and a neuter clinic for the men?
A neuter clinic.
Yeah.
That's a nicer word for it.
What is that? Why they got to have that at a rally? Suppose something go wrong, don't you need a doctor?
Maybe they have doctors there in the trailer.
But what do you need an abortion for at a rally? Why?
Maybe the bus takes you to the abortion clinic and to the neuter clinic.
Oh, you don't walk into the clinic?
They don't do it on the bus?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Look like they're going on that bus and doing it. It look like, I don't know.
Crazy.
Just think about that. You know that has to be evil. They told these stupid women, take your bus to the clinic. Take your bus to the Democratic National Convention and do some abortion. We want to kill as many babies as possible. And make sure you neuter all the men so they can never make another baby.
That's a mess. I saw a few ladies dressed up as abortion pills marching down the street.
Ooh, don't marry that one. She's gonna kill every one of your babies.
Yeah. Horrific.
Horrific. And one, oh man. Here's a photo of Chicago businesses boarding up their property there in Chicago.
Oh, pictures?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Isn't that
smart people?
Well,
smart business owners.
But it's sad. They have to board up. Now they're going to lose money and everything.
Yeah.
People can't go to work. All for their mess. 888-7753-773. There is a line open there now. Before I go back to the phones, I want to, I mentioned to Hake and I talked about in Chicago. Just imagine the socialists are having their Democratic National Convention in a socialist city. I wonder how they feel about that. But they're having a convention of socialists, and they're pushing socialism. And look, I wonder if when they're driving down the street from the airport or on their way to the convention building, are they seeing what socialism has done to Chicago? Chicago is a perfect example of what socialism has done and can do to a town and to a people. But I mentioned that DNC abortion and vasectomy truck is there in where? In Chicago. And this is from Fox. Planned Parenthood, of course. Planned Parenthood announced in an X post that a bus is headed to D.C. A bus is headed to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago on August 19 through 20 to offer free vasectomies. Isn't that amazing? You want to be neutered? Come on over to Chicago. We'll do it free. Vasectomies, medication, abortions, and emergency contraception without an appointment. You don't even need an appointment. Just walk on in, and we'll new you up to make sure you don't make no more babies. And you don't know that that's evil? These are some evil, cold-hearted Satan demons that's working for Planned Parenthood. They are working, just think about that. They're going to take a bus all the way over there and not even charge you for it to make sure that they destroy every soul they can possibly destroy. How would you like to be married to one of those women? And ladies, how would you like to be married to those doctors who are performing those abortions or females who are performing them? Isn't that amazing? Think about that. They're going to take a bus over there to you. Don't worry about coming to us. We'll come to you. Amazing. I want to show you the bus. Did we show the bus already? Oh, that's the bus. Can we call that the death bus? Planned Hood Healthcare Death Bus. We need white babies. Well, you better not go in that bus. Ain't no white baby gonna happen in there. And last but not least, here's, this is from Fox. Here's a segment from Fox and Friends discussing the police presence in Chicago. Watch this.
Well, let's talk about what's happening in Chicago, where Lawrence is, in terms of what's happened under the Biden-Harris administration. When it comes to crime, it's up 11%. That's in the year leading up to this year, until violent crime. Also, when you look at housing, when you look at what they're supposed to bring to the city, you see people boarding up their houses, people concerned about the protest of 100,000 plus. They're worried that there's 1,700 less cops in uniform now. They're concerned they've got 400 cops from other cities who have to come in to help out. So this is an example of a liberal city run by a liberal Democrat, and the Democrats that's gone awry. This is not a great example of what we will do if we give you the keys to the country.
It's the audacity for me. How many years have I been covering the violence in Chicago? How many kids, how many parents I've sat down with to talk about their kids being murdered? How many pleas have they said, we need more cops on the street to go after these criminals? And all of a sudden, when the rich, powerful, and well-connected want to host a convention, then you send the cavalry?
The police will protect them. I mean, the government will protect themselves, but not you. And you vote for them. Go figure. And you vote for them. Think about that. They'll put a fence up around the Democratic National Convention to protect themselves. They'll bring in cops from everywhere to protect them, but they leave you wide open. No police, defund the police. Take away your Second Amendment. Let the criminals out of prisons and jail. Bring in the illegals. But we're going to protect ourselves. We're going to have cops around. We're going to build fences. It's not good for you, but it's good for thee. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. Dumb lady. What the?
That sounded good.